So not only were we told to go back to our country after Germany lost, as my daughter was walking from work, a group of guys shouted monkey at her the day after England lost in the European football finals against Italy. As a parent, your heart breaks when your child is exposed to such discriminative and racist abuse. Of course, this comes after the heartbreaking abuse of the 3 England players, Rashford, Sancho and Saka, who missed their penalties and were made the scapegoats for England's defeat. I was once again shocked that the behavior of some England fans could reach the level that it did prior, during and after the game. Littering and destruction in the city of London, breaking through barricades at the stadium, hitting children and foreigners, and to finish it all off, radically abusing their own. Those 3 players who were brave enough to take the penalty deserve all the praise in the world. But unfortunately, some of the messages that were circulating on Twitter and other social media made me feel sick. I cannot believe that people with such mindset can still live and exist in today's society. How racism is still somewhat tolerated, not only in England, but around the world today. But Gary Neville said it quite well when he explains that it starts at the top. Top government leaders, including the Prime Minister Boris Johnson, has said that it was okay to boo players taking the knee, who are promoting equality and are against racism. But were then surprised about all the racist abuse those 3 players, as well as millions of others, received in this country. Unfortunately, this included my 19-year-old daughter. All that Boris Johnson said on this matter was,
"Shame on you, and I hope you will crawl back under the rock from which you emerged."
Honestly, those kinds of people crawling back under their rock is not a solution to the problem. I'm very disappointed throughout the whole of the tournament of how little the abusive behavior of those behaving in an unrespectful manner have been condemned. It almost seemed like it gave them some sense of permission to escalate their poor behavior even further, which has been seen around the world. That being said, it's not all loom and gloom. I want to thank everyone who has reached out to us directly with your comments and messages apologizing for the behavior that has affected us personally. I really am thankful and I appreciate it. Something that has also consoled me in my sadness from all the racial abuse is how quickly people came together and shared only love and positivity for those 3 players and their families. Some of you may not know this, but Marcus Rashford fought and campaigned throughout the pandemic for children to be fed through a government-funded scheme that it wanted to stop. So it is due to him that many children didn't go hungry. It is not my aim to shame this country through this and my previous video, and I'm sorry if you feel that was my intention. It is not. I realize I'm a white male that has a privilege, and I want to use my voice to call out discrimination and racism and bring awareness that it still is a huge problem that needs to be tackled urgently in the hope that future generations do not have to experience the hate that this generation is standing and fighting against. Not only were my children discriminated against for being German, but for years my eldest daughter was racially abused as well. Despite my wife and I fighting for our daughter, trying, even begging for her school to do something, a lot of our words were ignored and were left unnoticed. As a parent, seeing your child being exposed to this has been heartbreaking for us. No parent wants their children to suffer, no matter their ethnicity. It starts at the top. And those promoting hate need to be held accountable for their actions, and I believe have no place representing the country, whether it is in just a stadium or in government. Let us start by setting the right kind of examples for our children, friends and society by saying no to racism. Thank you.